Sacha Baron Cohen departs from his zany and comedic roles to star as Israeli spy Eli Cohen in the Netflix limited series The Spy. But how well does he pull off the cloak and dagger? The Spy is based on the true story of Israeli and Mossad agent Eli Cohen, and what he does is in the 60s, he infiltrates his way into confidences into Syria. And through there, he just does exactly what a spy does. He builds confidences, he just acquires assets, and he transmits information about Syria and what is going on to the Israelis. Baron Cohen in this is amazing. The way that he plays Eli Cohen is just, it's phenomenal. The eagerness, the impulsiveness even to get the information to succeed. It's nerve-wracking, really. As I'm watching it, I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm tense because of the risks that he takes, just the eagerness that he is, the impulsiveness almost, to get this information. And I'm like, oh, dude, no, you should just wait a little bit. Wait. He's not listening to me, yelling at him through the TV. And it's amazing what he can accomplish and what he does accomplish. But all the time, I'm like, I didn't know about this story at all going into it. And so it was really interesting to me to watch it unfold and to just learn more and more about it. Now, it is based on a true story, but I don't know how much of that is dramatized versus how much is actually fact. But either way, the tense ride and just the phenomenal acting by Cohen is a reason enough to watch. Eli the Spy is, he's ingenious at what he does and what he pulls off and the things that he accomplishes and the things that he does to accomplish later goals. It's phenomenal. Some of the things, like, you think it's one thing, and then when it's finally revealed, you're like, oh, hey, that was really clever. They transition back and forth between Israel and Syria, sometimes to show Eli's family still in Israel, and then Eli and just the events going on in Syria, but he's not always in the frame when that happens. And so as visual clues to us, they desaturate the color, which means they just take almost all of it out. It's not black and white, but it's just really, really faded. So everything that happens, or almost everything that happens in Israel, is desaturated like that. And then when it's in Syria, it's full color and it's just very vibrant and just, full of just rich reds and, well, every color really is just really bold and bright. And so that is our visual clue, just as the story bounces back and forth, so we don't have to go, wait, where are we? And they also don't have to put up, little title cards every single time. Now they do as he transitions to different cities, so that we know where we are at and where this is playing and how this is playing into the overall story, because it doesn't just go from Israel to Syria like that. He has to take some jumps and some stays, and it happens over the course of years that he does this to build this persona, to build all his confidences, to accomplish all of the goals, because he needs to get papers signed that allow him access as a recommendation into Syria, which, living in the United States, that's just a whole new realm for me. I don't even understand that. I can just travel from state to state, no big deal. Now, to go to another country, obviously you need a passport, but as these countries do not get along, he couldn't just do that. So he had to have a whole new persona, a whole new just everything all about him, which is fictionalized. Well, for him it's fictionalized, made up, and then allow him to transfer over. And then what he does from there, as we watch the story just unfold, it's crazy and it's almost unbelievable. And yet it's based on the true story. And so it enraptured me. I think that's a good word to use, because I was just enthralled in what I was seeing. And I kept wanting to watch more, because the story just kept pulling me in more and more and more. Another standout from the acting side of this is Noah Emmerich. You may you recognize him from a lot of things. You think he's in The Truman Show and Frequency and a bunch of other things, but those are the two that just pop out of my head right just sitting here. But he plays Eli's handler, and you see him and he's always conflicted, because he has a job to do and yet he has a level of concern also. And then it's made even more complex once you learn more and more about his own personal backstory. And so I just liked that level of detail that they threw in there to just make him so much more rich, and that way we're not always focused on Ellie's character, even though he is the driving force for the entire series. The series is a limited series, and by that, they're only doing one season. It's 6 episodes. Each of them are only about an hour, they give or take a little bit there. Most of them are under the hour, even closer around to that 50-minute mark. So, I mean, yes, will it kill one afternoon? Absolutely. Is it worth it? I really think so. I think it was interesting, it was entertaining, it was engaging, and Sacha Baron Cohen, for no other reason, watch him in this, because he does such a great job. I mean, he's understated, he's quiet, he's introspective, and yet he's eager and he's impulsive, but he's not over the top. I mean, when I say eager and impulsive, it's not like that wild and zany and weird. No, I mean, he's utterly believable, totally genuine in the role that he's pulling off. And I'm thrilled to see him in something like this. And that's especially because I'm not a huge fan of him. I mean, outside of Hugo and Les Miserables and even Sweeney Todd, where he did some darker roles, but also, I mean, you know, some comedy within there and just some silliness. This was truly a dramatic turn, and it was spectacular from him. So if you like history, espionage, spy stuff, or even just dramas, I think you really enjoy The Spy on Netflix. There is sex, nudity, profanity, and violence. I give it 4.5 out of 5 couches. So do you have a favorite spy or espionage movie that you can recommend to me? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for catching with me.